Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video today. Today we have another soccer card video, and we're going to be going over the Golden Boy 2020 top 10 list. For those of you guys who don't know what the Golden Boy list is, basically it's kind of, if you're a fan of American sports, it's somewhat similar to like a Rookie of the Year. It's the top soccer players in the world under 21. Not all of them are rookies, some of them are in their second or even third year. But regardless, it's kind of it's the who's who of up-and-coming soccer stars, and plenty of the bigger stars in the world now, you know, your Mbappes and players like that, were winners or at least in the top 10 of this list at one time. So obviously with 10 players, it's tough to kind of do a heavy analysis, but I'm at least going to share with you guys the list because I thought it was interesting to see who was on there. And once again, not heavy analysis, but I'm at least going to tell you their cards to buy if you want to invest in them, and just a quick little blurb on what I know about them. So starting off at number 10, a guy I've talked a lot about and someone I'm actually invested in, and that is Vinicius Jr. Young Brazilian winger for Real Madrid. A huge amount of potential, needs to work a little bit on his decisions and his end product, but undoubtedly talented. It's a big deal for him to be getting game time consistently at Real Madrid at such a young age. And now that he's established himself of at least being capable of playing at that level, I think he's ready to take the next step to being a huge contributor at that level. And if you want to invest in Vinicius, I recommend you check out his Optic Rated Rookie. Great card, part of what I think is going to be an iconic set one day. Super affordable at this point too. You can look into some variations and stuff if you want to spend a little bit more money. Love that it has the rated rookie on there. Very clear what it is. This isn't a recommendation or a buy video, but that's a good one to definitely look at. Next up, we have Saka for Arsenal. Academy product, came through from a young age. Not much of a goal scorer, more left mid, left back. Still working on firmly establishing himself in the team, but is getting some game time. One who I honestly did not know as much about, probably mainly because he's, you know, not the flashiest player, but nonetheless looks to be a really solid contributor for Arsenal. And he actually has a real rookie card. He has a Chronicles Pitch Kings rookie. There's actually a good amount of graded ones available right now on eBay. But if you're an Arsenal fan or you're a believer in Saka, that's one to look to pick up. Next up, we have a guy whose name I'm absolutely going to butcher. I think I'm pretty good at name pronunciation, actually. Maybe not good, but in relation to some of the other YouTubers and people I've heard, I give my best effort, that's for sure. But this guy, Szoboszlai, he's from Red Bull Salzburg, from Hungary, from the same club that Haaland was at, and you know, didn't develop him, but they're known for kind of like bringing players to the forefront, young prospects. Been linked with a ton of big money moves, you know, Real Madrid, a bunch of big clubs keeping tabs on him. And he actually has a Panini Football sticker, same set that Haaland's rookie sticker comes from. And you've seen how much those have boomed and how much they're worth. So if he gets a money move, this is actually one of the few guys on the list that I think you could potentially make a quick flip on. I'm not necessarily advocating that, but I think he's going to get a lot of attention when he eventually does get that big money move. Next up, another guy, a big believer in, you've heard a lot about him on the channel, that is Phil Foden. Love to see him getting some recognition here. He's been playing really well this season, getting a lot of attention, starting a lot for Manchester City and playing very well. Also finally back in the England squad. For those of you guys who actually don't know him, Pep Guardiola, legendary manager, managed Messi at Barcelona, Bayern, a bunch of big clubs. He said Phil Foden is one of, if not the most talented youngster he's ever coached. So that's high praise. A lot of people who are actually in the game and around him are huge believers in Phil Foden. So that's enough for me. If you want to pick his card up, he has his Optic Rated Rookie. Once again, a set I'm a big fan of. Has dipped a lot. So this is a great time to pick him up and even shell out a little bit more and go for those variations. But if you want to get in on Phil Foden, super marketable academy product from Manchester City, playing for England, definitely recommend checking out his Optic. Next up, we have Dejan, another name I'm going to butcher, but Kulusevski, Juventus attacker, on loan at Parma. Don't know too much about him, to be honest, but obviously finishing high on the Golden Boy list is a big achievement for him. Maybe not as much eyes on him from people, including myself, because he doesn't really play for a big club right now. But he's obviously had a lot of success. And you can pick up his Chronicles XR rookie for pretty cheap right now. There's a reason he's this high up, especially when you see who the next 5 names are. And it could be a good card to pick up for cheap right now. Next player is a guy I just picked up in my latest soccer mail day, but that is Camavinga. One thing that stands out to me about him, guys, is he's so young. He turned 18 literally, I think, a couple days ago, but he's already starting for the full France men's national team. But also he's a midfielder, and a very good defensive one at that. It's very common to see young attacking talent, little flash. It's always coming up. You always see it coming through the pipeline. But just as fast as they rise, they often flame out. But it's rare to see someone at, I think he was 17 when he made his France debut, holding down the midfield. So he's been linked to Real Madrid. I just see him being a world-class central midfielder. Maybe it's too early to say that, but he has the potential to be one of the most influential players in the world. So I think he's going to make a big name for himself. If you're interested in him, he has a rookie sticker that you can look to pick up, but he also has his Topps Living, which is super cheap. RC logo on there. I picked that up recently. Something you might want to get into, because I think at some point people are going to be scrambling to get whatever Camavinga rookies they can. Next up, once again, a player I've talked a lot about, Jadon Sancho. His star, I don't want to say fading, but the hype around him is kind of dying out a little bit. He was being hyped up a ton, at the beginning of this year as like the soccer prospect to invest in. Didn't get his move to Manchester United, unfortunately, but he's still so talented. I think his mind might be a little elsewhere right now, but still playing well, potential to be world-class, more established than maybe some of the other names on this list. I think it's just a matter of time before he turns it around and gets back to the forefront again. I think he will be a big-time attacker in the Premier League very soon here. And if you want to invest in Jadon Sancho, you can pick up his Optic. Said it a couple times in this video again. Big fan of this set, easy to understand, and once again, dip down. Good chance to pick these up. I definitely have a couple right now. Coming in at number 3, we actually have technically a defender. We have Alphonso Davies, left back for Bayern Munich. Some people say he's already playing at a world-class level. Coming from the MLS, Vancouver Whitecaps, not a huge money transfer. Probably not huge expectations for him either coming from the MLS, but the young Canadian left back has, attacking, defending, he's done it all, and he's, their main starting left back right now. So similar to Camavinga, not an attacker, but I see him being world-class at his position and being largely influential for a long time. So kind of a safer bet, in my opinion, than some of these flashy attackers. He actually has 2 cards you can pick up. The Optic, which I've talked a lot about, big fan. But also, he has a card that's cool to me. 2018 or 17 Top Stadium Club from the Vancouver Whitecaps that's his first ever card, really. Super cool to me. There's some graded copies available on eBay. I'm personally looking to pick some of those up. Not too expensive right now, but I think that's a cool way to own a part of Alphonso Davies' history. And I think collectors, especially Canadian collectors and investors, are going to be really interested in that card one day. Next up, Ansu Fati. Unfortunately, young attacker for FC Barcelona. I'm sure all you guys are familiar with him. He had all the hype, all the expectations, and it was deserved. He was killing it at the beginning of the season, being one of the biggest, most influential players for FC Barcelona in Spain at 18 is really kind of unheard of. Unfortunately, he recently did go down with an injury. He's going to be out. I believe he is having surgery, but he's expected to make a full recovery, back in a couple months. I think he is probably going to play again this season. It's tough to see it. His card prices haven't really dipped. I think that shows you a lot. Huge believer in him long term. Big Barcelona fan myself. Fati is a great player. Can't recommend him enough. If you want to pick up one of his cards, he has his Mega Cracks rookie, which is more seen as it has more tradition basically. Messi has one of those, so I think that's seen as kind of his number 1 rookie right now. But I would recommend picking up his Contenders rookie ticket. I have one of these. It has the RC logo, which I'm obviously a big fan of. And I think you have a good chance to get this raw and get it graded and potentially get a 10 as well, as opposed to the Mega Cracks, which is a little bit tougher of a grade. And last but certainly not least, we have the winner of the 2020 Golden Boy Award, Erling Haaland. I'm not really sure I can put into words what this guy is doing right now, guys. scoring. He scored a hat trick, I think, just 2 days ago. He scores more goals than he's had played games, which if you don't know soccer is unheard of. If you watch him play even for just 15 minutes, the way he runs, the way he scores, the way he has the hunger for the ball, hunger for goals. He's so special to me. There's literally no doubt in my mind that he's going to get an $150 million move and be one of the best strikers in the world. Maybe that's a little premature, but all these other guys, I was not saying any of that. That's really how I feel about Haaland. Goal scoring it's the most important thing in soccer. That's what people pay for. That's the premium. And Haaland is already doing it at a world-class level at a young age. So I think it's soon, guys, that he takes that mantle of the top striker in the world. I'm not going to say unfortunately, but he plays for Norway. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation. They didn't qualify for the Euros. He's, when you think of legends, they have their World Cup moments. Even Mbappe, that's kind of, I think, what's driven his prices a lot. So Haaland isn't going to have that, unfortunately. I still think he's a great player to pick up. And if you are interested in him, he has his Panini Foosball rookie sticker, which are very expensive right now, but definitely a true rookie. My personal pick would be the Topps Finest in his Salzburg kit. I know a lot of people talk about his Topps Chrome, Bundesliga, and his Dortmund kit, all these kind of things. For me, I'm always going to go with the earliest club I can find. So although he came from Molde in Norway, he didn't really have cards for them. But then he went to Salzburg before he went to Dortmund. So I'll just go with Salzburg anytime I can. So that's either the sticker or the Topps Finest. I would stay away from the Dortmund stuff personally, but huge believer in Haaland, and any cards you can get of him I think is a wise move. But alright guys, that's it for the video today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope that you were able to gain some knowledge about soccer cards, or if you're already knowledgeable about the Golden Boy list, maybe seeing what cards they actually had out there. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Comment what player you're excited about, maybe who you're looking to pick up, and we're going to keep the videos coming. Thanks again.